Okay, well, I have, time sheet, stuff, this top time stuff. Done and run to Madon and see Jennifer's got a bunch of artwork on display in the Madon work. For first Friday, I wanted to see her work in person and more than one piece at a time.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda. My name's Madon.
I'm Madon. It's very nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Come on in. It's going, it's going, it's going.
Was it a reply or was it? I click on to go to menu, click on drafts, and let's say zero, like the look at that.
Oh, it is fun day.
It was warmer out than I expected it to be. You know, I stepped out this morning and it wasn't too bad.
So we're going to do, okay, the type sheet noise with standing receipt you want. Okay. And I'm going to start seated. Okay. Because I did a little different kind of routine. And I worked with a gentleman this morning. I did this very early. And he said, I really like to see you do that seated. So I thought, well, it's kind of fresh in my mind. We'll do it seated. Well, all right. I'm just recording it, so you can watch it from YouTube. I'll do my best to let you do the okay. So I think the camera inside the iPad is set to follow me. Okay. So you can be completely invisible. Okay. That's your introduction.
Hello, I'm Janet.
Janet,
Hi, Rhonda. And I just had one lesson last Friday. Oh, okay.
You say that one first step. And it's, you know, very extraordinary to start with one step. And work out what it is over there.
We bundled up today.
I got these, they're called like farmer sleeves.
I've seen ads for them.
I know, I've really been bombarded with them. I thought, oh, I'm gonna try. I have a tendency, my skin is really, gets thinner and thinner.
Yes.
And if I bump into the corner of anything, I get bruises or whatever. So I thought, this might help.
Had thought about it for other than sun and scratch protection.
Yeah, right. So I thought, well, last week after that, I went and got pizza. And carrying the box of pizza and
You got bruised
opened
from
it
there.
out. Well, and the box kind of shifted down and peeled back my skin. Yeah, I got
My mom's arms and legs are real fragile like that. Mine were starting to hurt. So
yeah.
it's coming.
So my dad always had bruises like they put on the cuts. I don't know. Just happened. So I thought I would try to. I realized they kind of look cool in outfits.
Yeah, it's very intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional, but it worked out. So there we go. So what I was sort of on, I'm going to do Margaret's saying you're going to do it seated. Chairs here are really good to do it. You can always do Tai Chi standing and seated either one. And these chairs are nice because they're not upholstered. If you have upholstered chairs, they may be a little bit harder to turn on and while seated. And these are great. So we're going to.
And then they're fairly stable for lightweight chairs.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Stable. So let's see if this is going to follow me. I guess it is. Let's see how we do. But I was telling Ron that I did some different variations on for balance this morning when I was working with a gentleman from Prairie Village. And so he said, I hope you put that on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, but seated so I can see how that feels. So that's why we're gonna do it this way, but I'm gonna try so you're not seeing, just me, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer so I can hear.
Yeah, do that, do whatever. The camera, it's got a center stage thing where it will try and follow me and not anybody else, so. Okay, all right, make sure.
Yeah, if we buy one of your online classes, is this what we get?
But, well, yes, you can do it online on Zoom. And I have two gentlemen, two veterans, one in Leavenworth and one in Prairie Village, and we've been working together at least twice a week for almost 4 years. And it, it works out fine. They see huge benefits, and I feel like they're about 15 years younger, which I think is a good thing.
Sounds good.
Thinking it that way. I'm going to be, the Tai Chi 3, I'm going to be working it into a course by itself. And then I'll have the, people can like subscribe to the library or whatever, they can go and watch videos, as they want to. I've been making videos at least one a day for almost 4 years, so I have a bunch of them. It's the editing that I don't get around to. And editing, so, the dogs bark, the dogs. So it's going to be one of those, keep an open mind. But we'll just do it that way. Now I get over my ego that says, well, it should be as perfect as possible. You just realize,
The perfect is life going on in the house.
yeah, good.
I was gonna say, because if I'm watching it at my house, all those things are happening.
Right, so, exactly, if the dryer's on, I try and close the door, and so it will be realistic. I'm gonna try, can I get you ladies to scoot over this way a little bit? I want to make it, yeah, that's great. And you can, wherever you're comfortable, that way you can also get closer, but you're not going to be on. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I've got it recorded. Double check that part. Come on. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with just finding some comfortable floor. And we're going to imagine that we're standing in a beautiful lagoon, or maybe it's just the beach, somewhere like Cancun, sugary white sand under our feet. And we're going to be in the water, underneath the water, but able to, we don't have to worry about breathing. I don't know if we got gills, but it's just, we can do it. So find some comfortable place. And I just want you to feel that you're standing in that sugary white sand, and just kind of lifts up and snuggles your feet and wraps them in Velcro so that they're completely stable. So as we say, I shift my weight over here, and it's just completely stable. I don't have to worry about balancing. It's just snuggled into the sand. I inhale up, move my weight over to this one. Same thing. I can just relax down and know that, it's like the sand says, I've got you. We're good. So just get used to moving back and forth a little bit. Exhale and relax down. Inhale. Move across. And exhale. This is one of the main things we're going to be doing. Tai Chi 1, 2, 3. Tai Chi 1, 2, 3 is based on 3 principles. One is breath. So we're going to inhale as much as we can. And imagine that you're like a hot air balloon. And as you inhale, maybe you have your hot air balloon divided into different compartments or bags. So as I inhale, I'm not just going to go inhale up. I'm going to inhale part way, take a little pause, inhale again, pause. And then I just let it all go. Inhale. The people who practice the deep diving, the unaccompanied, so it's just like, see if they can, how long they can hold their breath, and they go down 100 feet or whatever. When they're practicing to be able to do that, because they watch interviews, they'll say, I'm no different than you. I was able to go, that was about it. What they do, one thing is they inhale and imagine that air comes and maybe it goes down into that limb. I inhale some more, and it comes down. I inhale my whole midriff, everything just gets puffy and full of air everywhere. Inhale again, it's in my arm. And they hold that, and then they let it go. So as we inhale, instead of coming up in one thing, we're going to just pause. We're not going to exhale, but it's going to be like maybe like going up an elevator. Stop on the floor, stop on the floor. We're going to inhale. Imagine part of our body fills with air. Inhale again. 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 And then just let everything go. So, health and Tai Chi, it all begins with the breath. First thing we do when we're born is inhale. The last thing before we leave this earth is we let it go. In between, get as much air as you can. Brings us better health simply by breathing. Now, I don't do any critical evaluation of anybody, but I'll give you safety cues along the way. So one of the things, give you some upfront safety cues. One of the things is if we take this a little step out, you want to check and make sure that when you look down, your knee is lined up with the big toe, second toe maybe, or this. So you can see like your knee is between this or this looking down. If it is, great. Now we're going to come back over here. I'll do that over here. I'm going to say that this one goes down, the toe is there, and the knee is off skew. So that can lead to pain in knees being upset. So I need to line it up. It's right there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the heel of my foot over. And now it's lined up. So whenever if we take a step or something, just take a moment to look down and see if it's lined up. And if it isn't, just come back on it and just move the heel or the toe, either one, just a little bit. And you'll feel it kind of like it clicks in, like cough and cough, it just feels like all of a sudden it's this way, it just clicks in and just goes black. So that's the first thing. So line those, make sure that works. When we turn, we're going to be turning with the hip. We're very careful and protective of joints that tend to be hurt. Knees, shoulders, all of that. So if let's say I want to turn, I put all the weight here, and then I'm just going to let my hip turn. So when it does, I'm not turning it at the waist. It's not one of these, but it's just inhale. As I exhale, I'm just going to pivot through my hip. Inhale up, exhale, and pivot back. Adjust the hip. It's going to be doing the turning. That's going to make a lot more strength through the hip joint, lubricates those joints, and strengthens, gives more flexibility in the connective tissue there. So the other thing is when we're coordinating our breathing and our movement, when we come over to the edge, stop, just for a moment. That's when we inhale. Inhale, and then just again, like travel to the exhale. Completely relax. If you find a point when your body is stiff, it goes,
I don't want to do that. And just exhale some more, relax. So inhale up. One of the analogies is, if you're going on a trip, trying, like the whole family is going on a car trip, trying to get everything in the car. So before you leave home, you got in snacks and luggage and water and who knows what, books to read, things, everybody's going to have something to get it all packed up in there. Get the car full of everything you're going to need. And then we start driving down the road. And as we do, we're using up gas, we're using up snacks, we start, I read that book already. We get over here, leave for the night, stop in motel, fill up more supplies and gas, and then we take off and go on. So that's the main rhythm for everything in Tai Chi. It goes on one foot, we inhale, we just relax, maybe the wave takes us across, exhale. Lost us with inhale, energy, and just let the wave take us back. Shift the weight from one foot, from over here. If you have pains, aches, things that maybe you had a hip replacement and you've got, something says, I don't want to do that anymore. What we're going to build is internal confidence. If you've had a fall, maybe you walked on the sidewalk, a squirrel ran across, and you fell down. Now everything is healed, but you got that. If I go down that sidewalk, the squirrel's going to come. I'm going to get out. I'll fall. I know. So we're going to rebuild that internal confidence. It says we're fine, we're secure, everything's good. So as we come across, we're just relaxing. And melt down. Inhale here for more air. The nutrients can go through our body better. And then just float down. And the hip's going to turn. So it's about, number one, it's breath. Inhale as much air as you can. And then just as you let it go, just release, relax, and melt. Releasing any tension, anything that's tight. So when we're ready to move, we're going to exhale. So if you're full of air, it's hard to move. So we're going to let everything go, and then we can move. Just let the wave float us across. Now, number 3, Tai Chi 1, 2, 3, is being aware of your body, being aware of what's happening. As you inhale, you just gently relax, exhale down, slowly. You're going to start becoming aware of things like, wow, when I turn right there, my hip, I feel a little something here in the shoulder blade. It's starting to work. And over here, look at that. Now I feel it in my back, across both shoulders. So that just an awareness of what your body's doing. You'll find places that maybe haven't been working very much. Maybe they've got the whole, give me the recliner, the remote, my Slurpee, and I'm good. That syndrome. So that's not my job. That's somebody else's job. I'm not going. We just give them an opportunity to join in the fun. Staying completely relaxed and exhaling. And then they'll start moving. You can be aware of that. The movements will be slow so that they have a chance to let go, release. In Tai Chi, everything is built on circles and spirals. All of nature grows in circles and spirals. The petals on a flower that come out, that's the Fibonacci formula. So everything is how the branches come out on trees. It's always a series of circles. And our life is that. We talk about circle of life or whatever, but it's always just easily take a step forward. As we turn and do that, we create a spiral. And that helps us get rid of stress, let go of injuries, concerns, or anything. Just completely relax while we're doing it. The other thing is Tai Chi is a no thinking zone. You don't have to think, no thinking. If you start thinking, it will always show up. Yesterday, one of the ladies were at the zoo, and she's doing this, and all of a sudden she's going, I said, Donna, what are you thinking about? Oh, it always shows up. So just release, let go, let the wave like pick you up and float you across. Right here, inhale, my hands I expand, let my hands come around in front so I can hug in the tree. My elbows get heavy. I just exhale, let them float down. As I inhale up, expanding everywhere. Try to relax, my chin's going to float down my chest, and I exhale. Everything just relaxes down. A nice relaxed stretch in your neck. Helps get rid of headaches. Do that again. When we're going to float down and do that, I want you to imagine a fireman's pole, beautiful brass fireman's pole. And it's, it's edged, so it's got spiral in it. So let's say we come over here, inhale, we grab the fireman's pole. We're going to bring it back in front of us just so we can watch it. Now, I'm going to first start to blow out, exhale. Then I start to slide. And I end up hanging right there. Inhale up again. Nice and full. And first we start to release air. And then we just slide down. What we're doing is, as we're doing this, just be aware, everybody. Inhale, start to exhale, and just let it slide on down. Be aware of how your body feels. What's going on. So you'll get a release through your neck. Your shoulders will be rolled gently forward. You might feel some tension in your shoulder blades a little bit. You hold a whole lot of emotional regret and tension in our back and our shoulder blades. So they start to relax and they'll let go. And then our back is just relaxed down straight. Most of us, when we walk, we tend to walk like we want our chin or our nose to get there first. And we want to make sure it took us, it's the last thing down the street. So we kind of walk like this. So our tailbone is pointed out and we're leaning forward. It just causes more stress. That is why if you're standing washing dishes at the kitchen sink, start getting a pain in the lower back, that sort of thing. Folding, standing, folding clothes, whatever it is, but it's just because we tend to lock our knees and get the tailbone point back out, and we're just, whether it's like, how many t-shirts does one person need, or whatever, how can we use that many spoons? But so if we come back around, we're going to slide down the fireman's pole, and just as we do, our back will just relax down. The tailbone will tip in just a little, and we'll be straight up and down, relaxed. And then we just keep ourselves that way a while. The back is kind of like all the tension from the first moment somebody said something. We were a tiny little baby, and we're just, everything's flexible. We can put all our feet in our mouth, and just, everything's easy going. And then there's, somebody drops a pan in the kitchen. There's thunder or something. We go, and immediately it all goes to the back. And then they have to rock us. It's okay, it's okay. We go, okay, I'll relax. And sure enough, there's another one, another loud, excuse me, another loud noise, whatever it is. We go, so throughout our life, when there's something startles us, something causes anxiety, fear, all that, it goes in the back. And that's why we have so many problems with our back, tense back, massages here, there, everywhere, trying to get rid of all that stuff. So if you imagine that the spine is like a champagne bottle, that all the tension comes in, it goes right into the champagne bottle. There's a cork on the end. And so when if we leave our tailbone pointed out a little bit, skip it a little bit, that kind of locks that cork in place and everything stays tense. But if we can inhale, and as we slowly start to exhale, just slide down the fireman's pole. On your slide very far, but you'll slowly feel that through your hip and your tailbone, you start to tip in a little bit. You feel that? That feels good. That's where we want to be. So when we do that, it's like pulling the plug, the champagne bottle cork, and everything can just go, whoosh, get rid of it. So that's really what we're going to do. Then we may get back busy and going more back the old way. So just relax. The shoulders were the other thing is we've always, along with putting everything back, it's always been stand up straight, hold your shoulders back. This business, and maybe you were in that wonderful generation that had, they were put a book on top of your head and now walk across the room. Well, that's kind of the opposite of what the body wants to do. The body just wants to be relaxed. And it's relaxed, it's much more circular and round and move and do all these things. Then if you're like this, you can't. So everything in nature is built on circles and spirals. We didn't have a straight line until man came along. And whether he took his toe and went like that, what's that? I don't see any of those in it. I'm going to call it a straight line. And then we thought, one is good. How about if we have a lot? So we ended up with parquet floors like this. They're just a mass of straight lines, right? And they're unnatural as compared with what our body naturally wants to be. But we have been cajoled into thinking that this is, straight, and people will draw lines, one straight, that way. And it should be a little bit more relaxed. So what we're going to work on is just letting everything relax, and as it does, it will just want to go back to its natural, more circular, curving, relaxed self. So here, inhale. I'm just going to feel the wave catch my hand. I'm going to push it over here, and as it does, my hip's going to turn. Inhale here. And start to exhale. I can slide down the pole. The wave takes my hands and moves them over here. Here, inhale. Now, as I come back, shift the weight down to the other foot. Relaxing. Right here, I'm going to let this foot right back there pivot so my hip can turn. Inhale, slide the weight back. Good. So when we do that and just use the hip to turn it, so let everything else stay relaxed, then we can do wonderful things like turning all the way around, looking behind ourselves, and that sort of thing. But we build into it. And if you get into a spiral like that, that's time, the O class is over, whatever, then don't just stop and go back because you've broken the spiral. So what we're doing is like putting Legos together, or those toys that are kind of like Legos, but they can curve. You could make snakes, this one, you can make, I don't know what they call, but those. So let's say we're doing one of them. Now I'm gonna exhale, let everything float down. Put the weight on this foot. Now I can turn the other one to pivot my hip around here. What about here? I'm gonna just let my shoulder turn just a little bit. Not a lot. Inhale, and I'm gonna come back. So we build spirals and circles. And if something happens, or we've got this wonderful spiral built, and someone says, evacuate the building, fire alarm, whatever, we just drop it and go, then we let that tension, we haven't honored it, let the body, so we're gonna, at that point, realize what the body's done, say, okay, I'll be there in just a few seconds. Take everything back to neutral. Now I can leave the building. But honor those kinds of things. Sometimes we've all been in situations where maybe you've worked and worked and worked, and there was a recital or a tryout or something, and you were so excited, and you did that, and then all of a sudden something happened, lights went out, and I had to stop right then. Someone said, "Oh, we have everyone we need. Stop, go home," and it's just like, So as we're doing this, just helping the body relax, let go of anything that's tense from the past. Just like put it together, firm and snake, right? Let it go. Stop it and then let it strong. Questions so far? So that's the principles of what we're going to be doing. One thing also is that a lot of people, we've all seen Tai Chi, which is much more like ballet with the arms. But Tai Chi is a martial art. We take care of basically head, here, even more important here, where all of our other organs are, everything. And so if someone was coming at me with a spear and they're just bound and determined they're going to poke me, I'm going like this, kind of like a big Vulcan sign, isn't it? So instead with Tai Chi, we keep everything close, so we're protecting our organs. So the movements are always going to be basically from here to here. The other thing is that if you're aware, you let your hands, let's just relax, let our hands dangle down. And as we inhale, just let your arms very slowly start to be aware of how your shoulders, your upper arms feel as they float out. You start to feel some tension in your shoulders and your upper arms. So it's nice to just keep them low. So keep the movement's going to stay more low so your shoulders can stay relaxed, arms can stay relaxed. And if we turn, let the elbow be the star. We're so used to having the big muscles be the star. So put the spotlight on your elbow. So if I'm going out like this, the spotlight go to my elbows can lift up and lean back. I can go the way the elbow leads me up, takes me back. So we let things like the elbow, don't get to be the star of the show very often. Let them lead us, because when they lead, then my upper arm and shoulder stay completely relaxed, protecting all of my vital organs. There's another movement we'll do called repulsing the angry monkeys. Now, we start with, this is called embracing the moon. It's like we're holding a ball. One hand is kind of curved, so it's a moon. The other one here, so it does have blah, blah. This one, it can be different places. Right now, I'm going to turn it right here. And this hand is going to float out, and the thumb is going to lead. So I'm standing here, inhale. Now I'm exhaling, it moves out. Right here, I'm going to inhale. Comes around. Then I blow it away. Let it be on the bottom again. Inhale. Here's a good time to inhale. Kind of as we inhale, get full of air, become more buoyant in the ocean, comes up, bring it back. Now this move is called repelling or repulsing the angry, chattering monkeys. I'm doing it on this end, so this thumb is going to be the way. So inhale, relax down, thumb lean out. Here, inhale again, so lifts up, and my hip back, and here I blow it away. So the angry, chattering monkeys, there's 10,000 thoughts that jump into our head every single day. They're all vying for attention. They're all going, oh, me, I want to upset a day. I want to jump in there and just say, let's talk about the picnic when you were a sophomore in high school and how nobody liked the baked beans that you brought, or how you spilled baked beans all over yourself, or whatever little thing it was that you coming out. I was so embarrassed. All these little things from the past that have nothing to do with that. But they will come back and jump into our head, ask a question like, who did you sit by in third grade? You don't remember, don't care. No. But they're trying to get your attention, try and help you stop moving forward, being relaxed, and go back to being in a state of anxiety and tension. So the whole thing here is we're just blowing them away, gathering up others. So you can think about cleaning out the garage. Maybe there's a can of paint that's 25 years old up on the shelf. Turpentine from 1956, you inherited from somebody. All those things we really don't need anymore, but we've just been, maybe I should clean out that a little. It doesn't help us with where we're at today. It doesn't help us going forward where we want to be. We just let it go. Now this one is, in other words, it's done very small in front. And when the bottom hand, I think of it sometimes as a bus. We were at the zoo in the spring, and there's a lot of field trips coming, school buses, right? So here comes the bus. Bus parks, bus driver opens the door, teacher gets out and says, okay, kids, follow me. Breath, we're going to go up the hill. Let ourselves float back to the bus drives away. And this one, teacher leads, thumb leads. Between the elbow and the thumb, we let them be the stars. They don't get many opportunities to shine, get the attention. Just relax and feel everybody in the breath. Down here, inhale. Weight goes from one foot to the other. Watch and turn your hip a little bit. So you're gonna go over here and climb the hill and come back. And go over here, over the roller coaster or something, come back. So everything. It's all gonna stay right here. In our imagination, we can make it as big as we want, but we're gonna keep it close, so that if somebody is coming at us with a spear, let's say, and we can see right there, if they get closer, I can knock them over. As a martial art, Tai Chi is the only one that is not, that is more passive. We don't go out and attack. We let them get close enough. We can encourage them to fall over. Works very well. So, and so everything we're doing softly, building energy in the dantian, this area. It's like our furnace. We fill it up with firewood, so it's flaming. And as we exhale, we're sending that. Inhale. So we practice doing it very relaxed, just being aware of it. Inhale, exhale all the way across. Inhale. For a long time, and in some places, some martial art boxing, that sort of thing, it's all like here, you know, they're punch bag or whatever, so it's like this is it. If you think about what are you going to send into battle, you know, fingers or real strength, core strength. So that's what Tai Chi is. Always in circles. If someone is coming at me, you know, I'm going to be looking here, but I can see them in the peripheral vision. So I can just let my hip turn. As my hip turns, because it's the biggest joint, biggest muscle in the body. So just let it go. Get close back, push the sword down. But that's how it works as a martial art. We're not necessarily going to practice that, but that's how it works. So it's slow, but being aware. What in the world does that have to do with NFL football? You may have heard of a young man named Patrick Mahomes. And, you know, I'm a fan. The thing I like to watch, Netflix has this new miniseries called Quarterback. And they had three, they interviewed them for the 2022 season. One of them was Kirk Cousins. One, I apologize, I don't remember the gentleman's name, except two of them, first and second. And he was the first Pacific Islander to be a quarterback. And then Patrick Mahomes. Historically, if you ever watched other quarterbacks, whether it's Joe Montana, just they get back like this, and then they're pushing ball, pushing it. Patrick Mahomes, they'll say, well, he throws like a shortstop, because what he does is he goes here, and he just goes. Basically touch. And when they can't, they said, we can't tell where he's going to throw. You know, it's because over here he might see Travis Kelce. Said that's where I'm going to go. But in the meantime, I'm going to look right over here, and all these people are going to get trying to cover each other, and I'm just going to go. So that's part of the magic of why he's so good. He also doesn't get injuries up here. They run into his legs, his knees, but he hasn't had the problems with back and shoulders and all that, because he can just. So it's being aware of your body, being aware of your surroundings, not just being so focused like the guy with the spear that's coming here on a railroad track, and you know, it's easy to push him off if he's just there. So being aware and relaxing, all my energy, building fire with dantian here, and then just going. It's all about being quarterback space.
So look at how he throws the ball next time.
Yeah. One of the things he does is because he turns on his hip. And they always say, follow his eyes, watch his eyes. So his eyes may be right here, they're going right there. You can still see Travis over here, wherever. So they'll think he's going there. They all go this place, and then he goes, lets it go. So that's one of the reasons they don't always know how to cover. I think that's all. Let's go ahead and get some chairs, and we're going to play with magic string and doing things for hips. So this time I want to put chairs where you were standing. I'll get one too. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. When we get ready to put these up, put them up using the same principles. In fact, like this is not where my power is, it's here. So when I get ready to pick them up, I can just go. Carry things with your fingertips. So I sit in the chair, and you can do Tai Chi either standing or sitting, either way. A lot of times, if people are on high blood pressure medicine, and we're going to work on the back, it's better to have to be seated because if you put your head down, I don't want you passing out. That's what. And when we sit, we stay fairly close to the edge. We sit upright. Imagine a cord is pulling our head back. Everything gets a little stretched, but still relaxed. We keep our feet about the same distance as if we were standing. So we still have about the same stance for balance. As if we're sitting like this, like an airplane, and going this way, we can roll out. We keep it about the same time. Let's take what we've been doing so far. So we inhale, pause, inhale, pause. Filling up, shoulders. Feel like your elbows are sinking, these are heavy. Then yeah. Inhale, pause. Right here, just be aware of how your back feels. Cross your shoulder. See how that feels. Let your elbows drop down just a little bit. And then we'll let it go. One more. Keeping everything relaxed. So when we're doing it, we're inflating our balloon self. You can imagine it as we get more oxygen inside our body and we're in the ocean, the buoyancy in the salt water, we just start lifting up. If you feel a tension right here, just let your elbows get heavy, point to the floor just a little. Now release them. Then around, we're going to brace the moon right over this leg. Now as I inhale, exhale, the top hand's going to float down and this one's going to float across. I exhale. Here, inhale, exhale as it comes back. Embrace the moon. This is called parting the horses, wild tangled mane. Sometimes it's brushing the mane, combing the mane. But it's just getting all the tangles inside of the horse's mane. It's been outside, the storms we've had at night. Try and get shelter under the tree, under the edge of the barn. It's scared, it's got, but a lot of tension. We kind of all got tangled up in this. We're just saying, we'll just gently comb it out. Brush it out.
Seems like when we're sitting, you're mostly moving your arms, and before you were moving your body a lot.
Yeah, you're right, I'm moving it more this way. So, we'll show you one. So, all right, we're doing it this way. Now, we can do it the way we were before, but we have to turn our hip. Get this. When we're sitting down and you want to turn your hip, we push down with the heel of the opposite foot. So right here, now I have to push down. And as I push down, this hip, this cheek comes up a little bit. Then I can turn. Inhale. I'm glad you pointed that out. The nice thing about learning to do it, to pivot this way, push down here, lift up, turn your hip. Careful you don't scoot off into the chair. So we're going to do one called Stroking the Bird's Tail. Beautiful sequence. This sequence, when they did medical research, of all the activities a person could do to get more oxygenation in their blood, whether it's walking, playing golf, yoga, checkers, whatever it was, Tai Chi was right up there. And then of everything, all the moves, this particular sequence was the one that proved to get more oxygen into your blood doing this. So we're going to start right here, racing the moon. Now, inhale. As we exhale, the top hand's going to float down. And I'm going to pivot over here. And the other hand's going to float up. So, come over here. Inhale. And this move is called a ward off. Let's say that person with the spear is coming. We just like have a Captain America or Wonder Woman shield, and we just go ward off and say go away. Now I'm going to inhale, and as I do, this hand floats up. And as I exhale, they both slide down. Imagine there's a peacock tail right there. 6 feet of beautiful, iridescent feathers. Now I'm going to inhale. This hand floats up, and as it goes, I see a little bird caught in rafters, kind of like if we were at Home Depot or Lowe's, and we can't get out. So I bring that little bird in. The hands are both facing up, and we hook our thumbs. The hardest part. Now we inhale, and float the little bird around. We're going to give him a little push over the snake. Help him get out. Come back. Inhale, and he says, that wasn't enough, I couldn't get out. So I'm going to give him a bigger push. So we let go on the waist. Hands come back around here, and we embrace the moon. Inhale. Exhale, do a ward. Inhale, this hand floats up. We exhale and slide down the peacock feathers. All the way, sliding down the peacock feathers. Inhale, this little hand floats up, finds another little bird. And then we have a bird here, flying around. Roll it, give him a push. That wasn't enough, I couldn't get out, help me, help me. So, sure, here we go. So ward off. Inhale. float back around and right go this way. The ward off, exhaling, inhale. And floats up as we inhale. Find a little bird wrap. Inhale. Run around with it, inhale. More push. Back, more, bigger push. So this one, I think, gets more oxygenation because it's so obvious when you inhale and exhale. Inhale, forward up. Inhale, this arm floats up. Exhale. Stroking the bird's wings. Inhale, this goes back around. Sees the little bird, grabs him down. Exhale, inhale, and inhale as he comes back. Need another push. Then exhale, inhale. Like this one? I think it's fun. It can be confusing. Don't, you're thinking. It always shows up. Just don't think that. The one thing is, it doesn't matter if people go, oh, you're going that way and I'm going this way. It does not matter. It matters not at all. The whole thing is that you breathe, exhale, relax, and just let yourself move. That's the main thing. Just take time to be aware of how does it feel when you inhale. Lifts up. It's supposed to go there. It doesn't matter, does it? But it's a nice one just to kind of get in sync of saying inhale, let it go. Inhale, let it go. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, relax, and we can inhale, let it go. Inhale, let it go. Now, when we were turning to begin with, we were just kind of turning over here to this leg, and then over here. It's all the hip, and it's still all the hip, even when you're sitting. So let's take what we were doing at the very beginning, like this. Inhale. Just let the wave take us over here. If I don't turn my hip, I'm going to start turning my waist. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is push down your toe, your whole foot, your heel. Push down. Of course, it's perfect. Push down. This cheek up, and you can turn your head. Inhale. Just let the wave. Exhale. The wave takes across to the other side. Push down with this foot now. Inhale. Let's come and embrace them in right here. Let's go, and we're going to go back to parting the horse's mane or brushing. Inhale. This one drifts down, and this one drifts down. Inhale. Good. Inhale. Good. And when I move my arms, I try and keep it so that my elbow is basically here. I'm not going farther out, just a bit, so it's still within this range. So I want to make sure basically maybe it's, I don't extend over my knee. Inhale. Exhale, turn that hip. Over to this knee. Inhale. And as I said, if you get over here and just push down, especially the heel, and lift that hip up, and then you can turn your hip, lift the cheek up. Inhale. Right here, start to lift that foot, cheek up. Start to coast and lift that cheek up. Now, we go back to peacock tail pose. So right here, we raise the moon. Now this hand drops and this one just floats out. Turn my hip. Inhale, hand floats up. I exhale, and we turn the hip back. Over here. Inhale, hand floats up and around. Hip back. It's down, got the little bird. Pull it down. And push. And go back. Bigger push. Here on this side now. Inhale. Pull it off. Look at the bird's tail goes. It goes back around. And just a little bird on the ground. So even though we're seated, we can still get the same hip action. What it does is it causes us to engage some of the muscles down in here, the ones that we usually don't do. And if you have any sciatic pain, this is usually where that comes from. So what we're going to do is a couple things you can do in case you get cramps or whatever. If you ever were on a farm and an old farm tractor, ones that didn't have cabs, didn't have standard, on that, just the old, yeah, those guys. So when I was little and visiting my grandparents, asked my grandfather, can I drive the tractor? He said, if you can put the clutch in, you can drive. And so the clutch came, the steering wheel seemed like this big. And the clutch came out of a piece of angle and it came up. It wasn't straight on like a clutch in the car. It kind of came up at an angle. And so you have to kind of turn this way and put your foot clear up here. And then you would push down on it. So it would kind of go at an angle. And right here, you'd say it's not all the way in. Put your foot down. So turn your foot like this. Pushing the clutch, and then you can shift gears and go. That's a really good way to stretch out the leg muscles over here. Things that tend to cramp up and give us pain with the sciatica. And when you do that, so inhale up, let it kind of curve down, push it down. Now be aware right now of how does that feel. Let it turn the foot in a little bit. How does that feel? A little bit more. Just let the heel go out a little bit. And you feel it pretty much from here all the way down. Take it back up. Again. Excuse me. So this is a simple way, a simple thing to do that really can help.
So if that's starting to cause a cramp, just go ahead and do it and work
Or
through the cramp.
Inhale, stop, inhale, exhale, and then see how it feels. If you're in pain and it says, this hurts, I don't want to do it, then don't do it. But if you give it a second, a third chance, so let's say, inhale,
One up and then breathe.
inhale, and then just, like I'm just floating down, melting. There's a lot to be said for melting. But just imagine like, most of the time in most of our Western culture exercises, it might be that we inhale and we hold our breath when we push up the weights or do something. So in Tai Chi, and most Eastern things, we inhale, and we want things to work, we're just gonna, so there's nothing to resist against. It's kind of empty, we don't have a lot of air to try. If I were trying to lift weights, I would be going, inhale, everything's still full. So maybe there's a better way to do it, I don't know. But there's that whole, visual feeling mechanics of, So what we do is we inhale, filling up with energy, and then as we want to use the energy, let everything relax and move as maybe it hasn't for a while, then we're just gonna just imagine everything just kind of melts. See that, and if you move your foot, like here, just do whatever. Like here, I don't feel much. If I turn it around here, then I start to feel it here. And if that's too much, then just turn it back. Inhale. Or I try again. Inhale. Then just usually, maybe do it 2 or 3 times, but the body is going to say, that was not such a bad thing after all. There's 2 things, sometimes you'll feel it, it might say, I'm hurting, and all it's really saying is, I'm working. So we have to kind of be aware of the difference. And if it just says, I'm working and I don't want to, take it, like unwind back. If you can put your focus on something out there, don't start watching it, say, what are you doing? Are you okay? Are you conscious? Just watch something out there. And your head. Back. So if we're not focused on it, focusing kind of lends to thinking. Not focus on it, just do something else. I straighten the toe out so it kind of runs with the leg and then just gradually turn them in. Is that better? Okay. There's something I discovered Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday. I slept wrong. It felt great until I got out of bed and suddenly everything's great. So I was standing and I just kind of leaned over the bed right here, put my hands there and I just took a breath. I exhale and with this hand over here. Farther. So just inhale and just let it melt down. I wasn't pushing on the bed, I just made contact. what we're doing in the inhale, and we're spiraling at the back. It's just those muscles back there that don't get used much and they tend to be weak, but they're fine tuning, fine control muscles. So it's important that they're flexible and recognized. And right here, I can feel it up this side, that they're stretching a little bit over the top of my shoulder, down into this part. Inhale. Feel the same way, maybe down into the center of the back low. So that's something I would offer, you know, if you wake up and you're kind of going, oh, yeah, my back. Just simply. It's up to you, you know, we're going to start the hand close. Start closely. Inhale back. That's a pretty good way to loosen up the back. There are a lot of things right now. So, any questions, concerns? Feeling better, I hope. So we're going to inhale, your hands float around like a 10-pointed tree. And then elbows get heavy, we just go. Head floats down, chin on our chest. Just relax there for a moment. Inhale back up. Here, if you come up and you start to feel your shoulders get tight, just roll your hands in. Just turn your wrist, the hands are like that, and they'll go away. Relax. Now, inhale, so come back around. Right hand makes a fist. This is your warrior, your power. Left hand makes it kind of like a lean-to. This is my patience, my wisdom, kind of put together like a lean-to as a rope. Put the thumb right in here to lock them together. So now we have a patient warrior, power with wisdom. Little nod, each of you. The nod, I dignify, I honor you, I respect you. I honor the balance you created inside of yourself. Appreciate so much that you came to end the week with me. And then a little inhale and just floats back down. There you go. Okay. You're welcome.
Make some round motions as we get up and move the chairs.
Yeah. And there's so many places people will say, well, where am I going to use Tai Chi in real life? So many places. When you get in the car, you're going to have to put your seatbelt and probably go back. Just right. If you're cooking and got the recipe over here, you say, oh, I need spices over here. You know? Instead of going over this, which costs, instead I'm just going to pour whatever I need. Maybe again. I did need a different pan over here. We're so used to going this way with it. We just take the time to let them inhale, let them relax and float across. And then we're just, each time we do that, we're just giving the permission and encouraging to just relax. Just relax and be the way we were when we were little bitty. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you next week.
Okay, great.